Hey Courtney, hope you're okay. I thought it'd be easier for me to show you on the screen here how long the notes are and what notes match to the sheet music. So if this is the finished version, so if I just double click on my track here, I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on. Okay, this is the very beginning. I'm going to just mute the chords, that's my bottom track. This is the main melody, okay? Right, brilliant. So we've got that there. And if I bring up the music, right, here we go. So this first bar here, we've got C, D, and E. So we know the notes C, D, and E, they're the pitch, and the rhythms are as follows. We've got minim here, we've got a crotchet and another crotchet. So a minim in music is 2 beats, it's worth 2 beats. So you would play a note and you would hold it for the duration of 2 beats. A crotchet is worth 1 beat, so that's half as much as a minim. So to give you a bit of an idea, I think down here I've got here we go, brilliant. So a minim, which is that note there, is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little squares. A crotchet is worth 4 squares. So just using that logic for now, if I go back to my score, remember I've got my C, my D and my E, that's worth 8 squares, that's worth 4. I can start to edit this. So I've got my C, and that's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got my D, and I've got my E. Those, the D and the E's, crotchet notes, worth 4 squares each. Brilliant. Bar 2. Okay, let's go back to the score. We've got this note here, this E note, and that is a semi-brief. That's the largest note that you're going to come across today. Let's go back to our rhythm key, just to help us out. Wherever it's gone. Oh, there we go. And a semi-brief, as you can see here, is worth the most squares. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's worth 16 squares. Now obviously I've done this one already, but you can see there that the note is dragged all the way across. Okay, go back to the score, and you'll also start to see that there's a lot of repetition. So bar 3 here, that C, D and E, is basically the same as bar 1. So you can copy across, or you can just look back at what you did at bar 1 and put the information in there. So really, it's about using that key as best as you can when reading this score. Okay, so to reiterate, I'll just read your kind of query. The notes for Ed Sheeran, so I'm not sure what notes are what, like I mean how long the notes last. Now I understand it is quite hard to explain over email. I'm hoping this has helped you out a little bit. So I'm trying to think of another example. Let's look at this one here. So we've got bars 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So bar 8. Let me go across, because there's other things going on here. Okay. So bar 8, I'll play you what it sounds like. So we're going down in pitch. So bar 8, we've got F, E, D, double C. Notice those 2 notes there are a little bit different. These are 2 quavers. Okay, now a quaver, again, we'll go back to our rhythm kind of key. Sorry, I got lost. A quaver is half as long as a crotchet. So if a crotchet's worth 4, we divide that by 2. A quaver is worth 2. Okay, quaver is worth 2. So then we go back to the score. Sorry, go back to the main thing here. Notice crotchet, 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 2 quavers. 2 quavers. Okay? The only other thing I'm going to mention to you, because I know others have also found this a little bit challenging to get their head round. Let's have a look. Here we go. So that was 8, 9, 10. At bar 11, we have this section here where we've got rests. In fact, it's just minims and crotchets. Minutes, crotchets, and a semi-brief. Okay, so if I let you know that there is a minim rest. That is worth 2 beats where you don't play anything. Okay, so if I show you what it looks like on here, you'll notice bar 11, I've left this gap. Okay, a minim, remember, is worth 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I don't play anything because there's nothing on the score, it's a rest. Okay, the same for a crotchet rest, which, is at bar 12, right after it, sorry. Just there. Notice there's nothing here because there's a rest. 1, 2, 3, 4 squares equals a crotchet. So if there's no crotchet, we're resting for a crotchet, we leave 4 square gap. And that's going to be important when you're listening to the whole thing over, because those gaps are what make the melody sound interesting. Right, the only other thing I'll quickly mention, because actually it's pretty easy once you get your head around it, is the chords. So this is the second layer of music. Make this a bit bigger. Drag that up. Okay, now the chords on your sheet are indicated here. So you've got only 4 chords in the song, C, F, A minor and G, and each chord is kind of placed above a bar. So the first bar is a C major chord, and the notes are E, G and C. So your lowest note is E, middle note G, highest note C. So E, G, C. When I play that from the beginning. Okay, now I want you to think about it as these are semi-briefs. So rather than, we're not talking about minims, we're not talking about crotchets, each chord is held for the whole bar. So that in theory, that is 16 little squares. Okay, 16 little squares, and then the next chord comes in. So you'll draw in, and remember to draw in, we use our little draw tool there. And we draw the notes in, you can stretch them out. And the second chord is, we've got F, A, C. And just to double check that, I'm going to go back to my score. F, A, C, second chord. Brilliant. Okay. And once you've gone through, what is it, C, F, A, G. Let's see if that repeats. C, F, A, G. And again, C, F, A, G. And again, C, F, A, G, C, F, A, G, C, F, A, G, and then the end, C. So, in theory, like I've mentioned before, where you've got repetition and you've got patterns, C, F, A, G, once you've done that one bar, as you can see what I've done here, I can go to Edit, Copy, and then I can simply drag it to where I want to go, edit, paste, and it will paste across. And then when you hear it all together, this is what it should sound like. Oh, another thing, sorry, before we do that, is I've chosen specific instrument sounds. So if you want to change the sound of your instrument, go to this little tab here, and then you can simply click on any of these sounds. Some of them are going to sound really rubbish, but others might be really suitable. I recommend GM2, because in here you can click on any of the piano sounds and they're all going to sound different, or loads of other instruments found in that area there. Guitar might sound nice for the melody, or strings or something along those lines. And the same for this. I went to FM synths and I changed the sound. I mean, it looks quite complicated. You've got different sounds here for different instruments. Hear it together. Whoops, why isn't that working, Mr. King? Appears to be a bit of a technical glitch. Let me come out of that. This isn't cool, is it? Here's how it should sound. Notice the gaps there, gaps there. Make sure you in this bar coming up, I think bar 20, those higher notes. Okay, I hope that helps. Please let me know if you're still finding it difficult. It's not a problem at all. And then once you've got your head around this and you've attempted it and tried your best with it, we can maybe move on to the Daniel Bedingfield song, which is what I've sent out last week and this week. A lot harder, so don't rush yourself into it, but that's the end game, to try and get that sort of level of music sequenced in. Nice one. See you soon.